Hey guys, today's last sector is K1 Revelations on the Moon. There's going to be 3 barriers and 3 unstoppables. We're going to be using Void Titan today. Starting off, we're going to have Towering Barricade with Shield Throw and Vortex Grenades. For the aspects, we're going to have Bastion, so when we cast our super, we get an Overshield as well as from our Barricade. Offensive Bulwarks, when we pop our super, we get increased grenade recharge and a free grenade. In the first fragment, we're going to have Echo of Starvation. This gives us Devour when we pick up an Orb or a Void Breach. Echo of Vigilance, defeating a target while your shields are depleted, grants you a temporary Void Overshield. Echo of Leeching, melee final blow start health regen for you and your allies. Echo of Undermining, your Void Grenades weaken targets. Moving on to the weapons, I have an Auto Rifle with a Grenade Launcher. You could just use anything you want in this slot. This is just what I preferred. Harsh Language, it's a World Drop with the Leviathan's Breath for unstoppables as well as boss damage. On the artifact, I have Elemental Orbs Void, as well as Anti-Barrier Auto Rifle. If you don't have Elemental Orbs Void, it's not a big deal. They don't make a huge impact on your gameplay. Moving on to the mods, we're going to have Heart of Endless Light on. It ashes the assets, so we get some extra grenade energy, or super energy when we get a grenade kill. Void Siphon, so that when we get Void weapon kills, it'll make us an orb. On the gloves, we'll have Impact Infection, causing damage with melee, reduces grenade. Momentum Transfer, causing damage with grenade, increases cooldown on melee. And Bolstering Detonation, grants class ability when you cause damage with a grenade. So we're basically just trying to cycle our ability as quick as possible here. On the chest plate, there's tons of void damage in here. Like 95% of the damage is going to be void, so 2 void resistances with an emergency reinforcement. On the boots, we're going to have a void weapon surge since we're trying to use all void weapons, as well as recuperation and better already to make the build a little bit safer. On the mark, we're going to have powerful attraction so we can pick up all the orbs in the area. Alright, moving on to the Lost Sector run. I will warn you guys that this Lost Sector is an absolute nightmare, because everything in here does void damage, and there is void damage threat. But to get started off, there's going to be a barrier in this first room. The Acolytes are actually the most dangerous thing in this room, so we want to take care of all of them. Unlike the runs last season when we would just run past all the Acolytes, since it is Void Surge this season, we do need to worry about the Acolytes, because they will come back to kill us later. Just use 1 Leviathan's Breath on the barriers. They're not really a big problem. I do usually try to finish most of the barriers in this Lost Sector run. But like I said, we're going to kill every single Acolyte because they do shoot void damage. It does make this take a lot longer, but they need to die. We're going to Leviathan's Breath the Shrieker because the Shrieker will kill you instantly due to void threat. Once again, you will see me using these void orbs. They're not super impactful. They do help, but they're definitely not a game changer, and if you don't have them, it doesn't really matter too much. Once again, we're just going to spend some time clearing all the Acolytes. It makes this last sector really tedious since we're really early on in the season, but everybody wants those nice new gloves. Once we kill all these Acolytes here, it will spawn an Unstoppable, so be careful. I think I ended up using 3 shots on this one. I did bring Bubble for the Weapons of Light. I thought it would be more useful than Banner Shield. I did a couple of runs with Banner Shield, and I didn't really feel like it was giving me much value. Obviously, I didn't want to throw that grenade there. It would have been nice if I could have got it on the unstoppable. The weakening effect is super nice, and I would have only needed to use 2 shots on this guy with it. I have wasted a lot of Leviathan's Breath ammo this run. As long as you control your ammo usage a little bit, you should be better off on the ammo department than I was. Just a couple more Acolyte kills and the Unstoppable will spawn. When the Unstoppable spawns, we're just going to use a couple more shots of Leviathan's Breath. It does shoot void lasers, so be careful. We are running bubbles, so you can always panic pop if you have to. The Weapons of Light will be useful, no matter where you place it. Now that we killed that Unstoppable, we can break the last 2 crystals and start the boss fight. I'm going to use the Weapons of Light against the boss. Weaken the boss and just start shooting Leviathan's Breath at it. My nade actually hit an Acolyte, so it should be a little bit easier for you guys to do this boss. We will end up running out of ammo though, so we will actually have to whittle the boss down with a grenade launcher and auto rifle, but that's been the same across all 3 characters. Due to the Void Singe, we have to use our Leviathan's Breath ammo a lot less sparingly, so that we can make sure we kill like the Shrieker, for example. I'm going to use my last shot on the barrier. Luckily, I did get him in the weakened grenade. Makes my life much easier to kill him. Once we kill this barrier, we just need to whittle down the boss. It might take up to a minute or 2, but once you kill the boss, you can go loot the chest. I hope this helps, guys. Happy farming.